Thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. This is your reading for healing and manifestation for autumn 2020. My name is Veroosh and this is a pick a card reading. I did the intro for this reading on Instagram. I kind of had a lot to say, so I didn't want to say it on YouTube because some of it got political. And there was just a lot, so too much. It needs a video in and of itself. It ended up being 100 hours. It ended up being 1 hour. So I'll just summarize for you guys the meaning of this reading, and I hope that you guys like it in a minute. What we're going to do today is take a look at healing and how that healing gets inverted into manifesting. And I have 4 options for you guys. I'm going to do the first 2 options right now. And the second 2 options, I'll come right back on and do a second live. However, those of you who are not watching this live, this will be posted for members only after I film the live for the public. So if you're not a member, you should become one. But if you are not a member and you can't afford it, or for whatever reason you can't, then you can watch it live for free with everyone now. I thought that was a fun way to do it. I've done this before. I like the vibe. At the end of this video, I also intend to do pick-a-cards on the pick-a-card channel, but during this transition phase, I just feel like it's better to do it on the main channel. But the pick a card channel will be linked down below. I think it is, but I'll highlight it for you guys below, as is our astrological talk on the full moon in Pisces, Mars retrograde, and the outer planets going direct over the next month and what to look forward. It's an energetic talk on Instagram more so than astrology, meaning I'm describing to you holistically everything that's going on and my interpretation of it and some opinions that I have about what the best way forward is. So I feel like the people who watched it live liked it, so I kept it up, and I hope you guys do too. And of course, I meet it with the best intentions. I'm concerned, as you guys are, for the state of what's going in the world, and I hope that people can rise to the challenge and overcome it together in a positive way. Okay? So I do want to say, if you don't want to go on Instagram, if you don't have Instagram, I thought it would be cool just to give you an overview or a lead in to today's reading and explain the astrology right now very quickly. And then once I'm done that, do the 2 readings right now. And it'll be in the same style as yesterday because you guys liked your video yesterday a lot. I really liked doing it. I felt less pressured, not in a hurry, and it was just more organic and better. So we're going to do the same reading type again. I'm about to put down some prompts for you guys and then do the talk, and then we'll come back for part 2 and film it live for members, for everybody, and then when I save the video, it'll be for members only for number 3 and 4. Okay, so this might take 2 hours, just so you guys know. It's going to be a long one, so I hope that you guys just look forward to it. So the first thing, let's do the first part together right now. And if you're impatient, just jump to the timestamp that you want, but I want to go slow because I want to consider everything very carefully as to what's going on, and I just want this to be a good planning session for us. So these are Lenormand cards. You guys really liked when I gave you prompts about each option before, so we're going to do that right now so you can see the cards and sort of decide which pile you want to choose today. So again, healing, whatever healing issues are coming up, and then also, where is your manifesting power? So these are activation cards. You guys have seen them on the channel many times. I really like them as well. So we'll have a manifestation card for every single option. You can tell me if one draws you in. You can pause the video if you want to focus and just look at the cards for a minute, but I'm about to go one by one and tell you what each one is, okay? Okay, so number one, so we have this symbol, okay? And then we have the 3 Lenormand cards. Let's start with the Lenormand cards. We have the whips, okay? And then we have the stars. And then we have the garden. So something that starts off as quite a challenge looks like it's going to turn out and yield a lot of positive results. Along the way, you will strike upon a good path. You know, that's the stars. Let's find out what this message is. Flow, okay. So you are, these are activation cards, energy. So this is more the manifesting energy. You are in the flow, moving freely with the current of the energy of love. Whether you bump up against anything, just let go and allow the flow to carry you onward. Okay, so that's number one. And you guys can just sit and think whether this is for you. Okay, maybe I'll put it on top of the cards so we keep it all together. And then number two, let's have a look and see what cards you have. So we have the moon. Okay, so we have moon. Okay, moon in Lenormand is different than in tarot. Then we have the stork. Okay, and birds. Okay, so along this path, what it looks like is that you hit some kind of good luck that causes you to go in a different direction than you were going before. You kind of break the narrative, you go a different direction, something new is on the horizon for you. People are going to gossip about it. Okay, so everybody has, inquiring minds want to know, you know, they're looking at you and they're like, ooh, you know, number two, she's really taken some kind of diversion, some other direction, or he's taken a different route. Look at them go, you know. So they're very, very kind of like nosy energy. Okay, and then we have our activation card for 2. We have dance. Don't worry that it's upside down. So we have dance, life force, and this is activation, so it doesn't get turned off when it's upside down. Life force energy is constantly moving. It is the dance of life that raises our vibration even higher. This strand of DNA engages every cell of your body into the dance of life. So actually number 1 and 2 have a similar activation, flow and dance, movement, all sorts of different things. And if you are drawn to this pile, you can choose it right now. You know, when you're choosing between 1 and 2, those of you who are not sticking around for the second live or who are not members, I would just say you can also choose different situations. So this could be one situation you're involved in, this could be another, or, you know, pick and choose, and you can kind of mix it up to kind of gain different perspectives. You can also save a message and come back to it at a later time to kind of gain more insight later when things are happening. Okay, so here is the next card, number 3. This is members only, and this will happen in the second part. And I'll remind you guys in the second part what these are. So we have a dog, and then we have the house, okay, and then we have the coffin. Ooh, okay. So some situation is coming to an end. That's the coffin. I have a feeling there is some of you who are living with a roommate or with a friend, that might come to an end with this situation. I do feel like there's something that happens very quickly for you with this option, if you choose this option. I have a feeling that there's also safety that is found in the company of a friend within 4 walls, like within your home. Here is the activation card for number 3. We have ceremony, okay? Life is a ceremony. With this attribute, you join in the dance and are fully able to enjoy every aspect of it. ceremony. Something is put really quickly to an end with number 3. Very, very quick change, but it's for the better. Remember, this is healing then manifesting, not screwing things up and then, you know, sitting on the couch. Okay. So here we go. If you sit on the couch too much, get rid of the couch. It'll really help. I used to watch TV too much as a teenager, and so when I moved out on my own, when I became an adult, I got rid of the TV, and that helped. Just a suggestion. Okay, number 4. Let's take a look. So we have the scythe. The scythe. Okay, and then we have the man. Oh, a change in a relationship. Right away, I'm getting the fact that with number 4, somebody might be changing their disposition towards you, or towards a situation. A man who was not interested suddenly feels the need to reach out or is missing you. And then we have the ship. Wow, the man looks like a sailor, hey? So, maybe somebody's considering taking a leap. Maybe somebody's considering coming towards you. Maybe this is a long distance thing that didn't work out, and now this person is considering reconnection. Here is the next message. We have, again, don't be worried about the upside down. So we have foresight. Your birthright is your ability to know everything. Sorry about it not being focused. I don't have control over it. So your birthright is your ability to know everything. And with this activation, you now have the ability to see all the possibilities that lie before you in the field of pure potential. There's definitely a change. Maybe this is you in some ways. I'm considering this card in which maybe you change your opinion on something, and that opens up a lot of possibilities. So that's number 4. I'm going to save the number 3 and number 4 for members, but I'll let you guys hang out. And again, from the intro, we're 12 minutes in. This is a long one, folks. If you're not a member and you want to see number 3 and 4, then just stick around and watch it live with us, because I will do the live for everyone. And then when I save the video, it will be for members only, okay? And it will be linked in the description or in your members playlist. The reason I'm doing it like this is a couple days ago, I published a members only video as a part of their package. And unfortunately, the player was not playing it for about 30% of members. And so I contacted YouTube. I think they've probably fixed the problem. I don't know yet. But I've made that video public, so I thought, let's make a second video for members only that they can enjoy and get their value out of their membership. Okay, so now if it's okay with you guys, I can go over the astrology. I think that I'll go over it quickly here because I've gone and done a deep talk about what I feel the energies are for the autumn on Instagram, and I've linked that in the description if you're interested. So if we're talking about astrology right now, the main thing that we could focus on is the fact that Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn will move direct through mid-September until early October. So Jupiter goes direct on the 12th, Saturn around the 28th, I think, and Pluto October 4th, just from memory. It might be wrong. But anyway, so what I mentioned on Instagram is that over the last several months, while they were retrograde, the systemic power or the establishment in some way was diminished. The power of the establishment was diminished. They weren't able to achieve what they want with as much fervor and strength. There were complications. There was a regressive energy in the retrograde motion. And so we as individuals felt more freedom, more ability to express our freedom and challenge authority. As these move direct, I feel like that systemic power is going to get strong again, and the establishment is going to regain its strength and its efficacy, its ability to act. And so therefore, we're once again, that grip of power is going to come upon us, and it is what it is. Mars, conversely, is going retrograde in Aries in mid-September as well. And so that in some way governs us individually more so than the collective. And so as Mars goes retrograde, it is going to enable certain people to have explosive reactions. The metaphor that I used on Instagram was, imagine your parents leaving you home alone when you're 13 or 14 by yourself, right? Like, and so you have the roam of the house, you have still some restrictions and rules to live under. That's that Capricorn energy. But you have the house to yourself, so you can watch a horror movie, you can, I don't know, if you're really bad, you can smoke a cigarette. I'm just kidding, don't smoke, kids. But the point is that you have the control over the energy. And so when these planets right here go direct, it's like parents coming home again. And so Mars's reaction may be frustration, right? So there may be people out there who in one way or another express frustration, dissent, or even aggression at the system recrystallizing, okay, reconnecting itself. Furthermore, Lilith is in conjunction with Mars, so there is that Lilith is like almost like the feminine Mars in certain respects, although not really. It's more aggressive and more menacing. But basically these two transits together Lilith has the capacity to kind of whisper sweet nothings in someone's ear and pervert their logic and reason and sort of make things confused. And so in a situation in which there is a certain degree of instability and change, this kind of transit can be very reactive and very like, ah. So maybe not you, but maybe people around you might be expressing themselves in this way at this time. So that's one of the things to watch out for in September. Moving forward in the energy, actually, let's go back a month because I didn't do this reading and I really wanted to. The South Node formed a conjunction with the galactic center. I did mention it in a video, but I didn't do like a dedicated piece for this. In the last month or two, we've had, I think it was in July, there was this sort of energetic alignment that pushed us individually into self-awareness about principles that are core in our lives. The galactic center is a black hole, Sagittarius A star, right? The center of the galaxy. And so that's the picture of the black hole that they found in 2019, early 2019. And so that alignment with the South Node, which is the karmic, South Node, the karmic past, in some way brought into reality, sort of, how do you say, brought our awareness to a richer expression of our lives, okay? So brought our awareness to be aware of some of the, more of the strings that we're controlled by, our psychology and whatever else. So that South Node transit happened while these planets were retrograde and while Mars was direct, and I feel like it was this incubation period. So things have already been planted and now are beginning, and as this shift happens between the Capricorn transits and the Martian transit, a lot of things are going to come to the forefront. Expect a volatile environment, expect a lot of change and a lot of flux. We'll talk about October and November in another video because this will get really old. I'll get really old telling you. But there is going to be a period of about 3.5 months in which get prepared for having your expectations challenged. And this is my advice for you guys from Instagram. If you don't want to watch the Instagram thing, I'm going to say it right now. The best way to approach this energy is with a learner's perspective, and be prepared to challenge your favorite preconceptions, the things, your go-tos, your core beliefs about what is right and wrong and about what way is forward. The more you are flexible and willing to work within the things that matter to you most and that you're most firm about, the most adaptive you are in these situations, the best it's going to turn out for you, and the best it's going to turn out for everybody else. And really, with these transits, what we want to do is calm the temperament, bring humor to things, relax, take it easy, just rationality, pacedness, lack of inflammatory behavior don't contribute to the whole, because there are going to be people that are going to be flying off the handles and doing crazy things, and you just want the next 3 months, you need to know your environment, so you want to be careful in that environment. But it's going to be fine, and the outcome is great, right? The outcome in this situation is great. So it is going to be great, but this is the part in which we've gotten on the roller coaster. We're still sort of stable. You know how at the beginning of a roller coaster, oftentimes it's slow, slow, slow. We're in that slow part. September 12th comes around and all these things start switching, September 9th. And all these things start switching and things start speeding up and things get more dynamic. And so all these things will happen. And right now you're in full control, which is feeling good, which is healing. But very soon there will be things that you're just going to have to spectate and watch and see what happens and be patient and hold your own. And even in dark situations, good things grow. And if you imagine the winter when there's snow on the ground, crocuses, which are the first flowers that come through in the early spring, they're already growing underneath the soil, right? And then they break through the snow. So before they break through the snow and you see the flower, the flower is already growing below. So just keep patient and be the example. And be willing to conversate with other people in a paced way, a respectful way, in order to get as much control over the circumstances that you're a part of. Because inflammatory behavior and aggressive actions are going to force you to lose control over things. And this is not a time when you should take those kinds of risks. Okay? So that's the chart. I know it's Virgo season, so I'm being a double Virgo, I guess. But I hope you guys, enjoy this. The point of this is healing, and I want to bring healing to everyone. So I'm going to put these aside, number 2 and number 3 and 4. We'll come back in a separate video for members to do that. But first, I'm going to do this one. I don't know where I can put this. I can put this here and then no one will see. Perfect. Okay. So just to remind you, if you chose make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make the energy real. And maybe I brought my music instrument out. So I'm going to play a little music just to begin this, to bring the energy in. Okay. Okay. So healing is manifesting. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so let's begin. Number 1, okay, do the timestamp right here. Okay, so number 1, we have flow. You are in the flow of moving freely with the current of the energy of love. Wherever you bump up against anything, just let go and flow to carry you onward. Okay, so just to remind you, and here's your cards. So first, I'm just going to remind you your choices. So we have the garden, that was here. I messed up the order. Then we have the stars, and then the first card was the whips. So what seems at first as if it is a lot to overcome, a lot to challenge in your life, soon will transform into a great opportunity. And at first you're up against something that feels like quite a challenge, quite an obstacle, but I feel like good things are coming in to help you and to in some way create for you a path of harmony, right? A harmonious path forward flow. And then we have the garden. From your efforts in this time period, which is autumn 2020, you are going to receive very good outcomes for whatever efforts you've put in. Very nice message. Okay, so here we go. Next message. So we have careful approach leads to a sweet outcome, the pie. This is number 14, the Sagittarian card, the card of temperance. So I feel like you start right away in a slow pace, and then how you approach in the situation, I think that you feel as though you're going to have to do a lot more in this situation than you're going to end up doing. So the situation might be complicated, but I don't feel it is as difficult as you fear. So your fears are maybe founded, but they're not necessarily necessary, and I think you'll have a very pleasant surprise that the actual complexity of what you're entering into is much more forthcoming and generous to you. You're in a very, very good energy in the autumn, okay? And with a very nice outcome. Below the surface, we have no thanks. So you have said something, no to something. You have drawn a line. You have said, I don't want this situation. You have naysayed something in your life. The incoming energy, the eye opener. Okay, so that's the moon card, the coffee. So there's someone who's bringing to you something that changes your perspective. More information comes in, somebody tells you something. There's just a lot of important data that's coming in for you that helps you and empowers you. Here is the next message. We have brain, use it well, okay? Use it well. So I just think that this is a confirmation or an affirmation of the strength of your decision making and cognition in this situation. I think that you'll find for yourself a wonderful ability to assert yourself and take control over your reality and do very well with it. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the challenges, so the healing part. So I'm using the Mary L. Tarot that I love, and I own 2 paintings from. I will say that till the day I die. I can't believe that happened. That happened when Jupiter was in my natal Jupiter sign. That was quite a historic moment for me. So let's take a look at your healing. So we have the Page of Wands, Sag, Leo, or Aries. This is very good. It means that you're actually in the beginning of something. It means that you're in the beginning stages of a life chapter. And so I think that maybe you don't give yourself enough credit for the stage at which you are. So you feel maybe like you should be better, more skilled, more of a master at something. But I feel like this is saying that you are in the beginning stages, so hold tight, hold your path, hold your direction. There's so much ahead of you, okay? So here is the next card. We have the Two of Cups. So the other thing that's coming through in the space of healing energy, is that you in some way are going to experience deeper self-love, but that's going to mirror out to the people around you. I think that you will bring into situations a lot of love and compassion, and the love and compassion you find within your heart and self-confidence will be mirrored by the people in your environment and people around you. Here is the next message. Let's take a look at your third healing message. Wow, King of Wands. I love this card so much. Okay, so, and I even put it on Instagram one time. So we have King of Wands, a Sag, Leo, or an Aries, secondary transits in fire as well. I felt a strong draw towards a fire sign for you. If you're not interested in a fire sign, if you're not in a relationship with a fire sign, it might be a different sign. But there is this feeling that there's someone in your path that is going to be very profound. I sense a rich character, very, very warm-hearted person. I feel like they have an older energy to you, like you look up to them in some way, but they may not be chronologically older than you. And I feel like this person is giving you a lot of acceptance. And I feel like this person is welcoming you into their life. So it's very profound. The one thing that I'll say is that your connection with this individual is very profound. And if you're not going to have love, if you know that's not love, then it's a friend, but it's a world shattering moment. It's a huge and profound connection. Maybe this is the stars. A situation pulls you out of your current circumstances and suddenly you're in a very different reality. Okay, so let's see. That was the healing part. So those are acceptance, self-love, mirroring from that which is inside starts to mirror to that which is out. So you'll see it's going to seek the moments of compassion and love that you share towards others. Those moments you're going to very explicitly engage with the love that other people have for you. So that bonding becomes very deeper and very, very integrated in your life. And then there's this part of realizing, like, why am I being so hard on myself? I've only worked out for a week. You know, I don't have to know how to do every single exercise yet. I'm just at the beginning of my journey. Very cool stuff. Okay, so now let's see the love messages, manifesting messages. This is one of my favorite love decks. So we have the moon. Okay, I'm going to put them all down and then I'll speak to them. And then we have the Four of Angels. Okay, now I have something to say. Sorry. But it's essentially that there was a situation that needed rest, and so rest has been given in the situation, and now it's time to move forward. Okay, and then we have the King of Hearts, the healer. This is the same person. Somebody's very much activated or actualized towards you. Their heart has come around. Their mind has come around. There's just a real, like, presence of somebody else's attention towards you. That doesn't mean that you're going to choose it, but that means that it's profound. Somebody who is very, very profound for you is directing their action at you or their attention at you. We have the Awakening, Emergence, which is the Pluto card. And so great decisions are ahead of you. Big decisions about who you are and where you're going. Your brain, use it well. And then we have the Ten of Angels, which is Sun in Gemini. A life-shattering moment in which you make a big decision. This is the manifestation part. You're going to make a huge decision about where you are going. Excuse me, I'm going to shift a little bit. My leg fell asleep. Okay, so there's definitely an earth-shattering moment in which you make a drastic change about your environment. I think the internet had some kind of a glitch, but I'm back now. I'm not sure how much you guys missed, but basically you are going to make a decision about a big decision about your life and your circumstances. And so I feel like you're going to release with that. It's going to be a cycle of release and change that is going to help you let go to embrace the new reality that this person is bringing in. Very similar to moving in with someone or taking a step forward in a completely different direction, because the old things are donezo. Okay, embrace the oncoming energy. I also brought these cards out. I haven't used them too much, but I thought I would pick a couple so we can take a look at those. We have cave, sanctuary, so that's the withdrawal that we were talking about, sort of getting away from the outside environment. And then we have full moon, completion. I'm filming this during the Pisces full moon, so definitely a completion of one phase of life and a beginning of something new. Someone very important coming in to change dynamics. Somebody's disposition has shifted towards you, and I feel like your approach is going to be guarded, and that's a good thing, because I think the important part of this is for you to really hedge yourself well into the self-love. That self-love has to be so firm within yourself that some dude or some girl can't throw it, can't get you distracted from your vision of what you're doing. So there's a lot of downtime in your life in the next 3 months in which you're like getting really kind of etched into your environment so that it's the most active, integrated. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I have another deck. This is a deck that my friend introduced me to 20 years ago, and she bought it. I never had it, but then I got it, and it's out of print, so I'll pick a card for this. So we have Temperance. Look, Temperance, Sagittarius, Sagittarius. So Sagittarius person, this the Temperance card is the spiritual union between people. So that means maybe you and this other person have a very, King of Hearts, a very profound union with each other that's very significant, that has a lot of depth and meaning. Okay? So that's that. So again, if you didn't watch the intro, you can get more information on my Instagram. It's linked in the description, and I talk about everything that's going on astrologically if you want a deeper kind of conversation, if this is resonating and it makes sense. Okay? And if you're not a member and you want to see number 3 and 4, then you got to stick tight, because I'm going to make the video public, live for everybody, and then it's going to be for members only for number 3 and 4. So flow into where you are going. That's a very nice one. That's a very like you've met your soulmate, twin flame kind of vibe. Okay? So now we're going to do number 2. Hi, number 2. Let's have a reminder of what this is. So number 2 is we have dance. Okay, the dance. It makes me think of that. Is it David Bowie song, The Dance? I think so. It's before my time, but maybe some of you guys know. Dance. Life force energy is constantly moving. It is the dance of life that raises our vibration even higher. This strand of DNA engages every cell in your body into the dance of life. Ooh, okay. So, and somebody confirmed already that it's a David Bowie song. Okay, so I have number 2. I have some cards for you guys. Let's take a look at your messages. This is just a reminder of our intro, where you guys chose based on Lenormand cards and the activation cards. So birds, okay, birds. And then we had the stork. I remember the order, that's why I'm putting it kind of backwards. And then we have the moon. The moon's been coming up a lot. Lenormand, it's different, as I said before. You have a stroke of very good luck in the fall or in the autumn, and I feel like other people are going to be paying attention / judging, sticking their nose in on your stuff. I think they're surprised. I think you're surprised. I think it probably takes you kind of by surprise. And I feel like it's unexpected, and these people, I don't feel as though this is a big challenge in your life or a big obstacle you will face. I think it's just coming up because that's going to be your environment. Be aware and get prepared to ignore people, getting in their feelings about your change of luck, improvement of luck, movement for the better. Okay? So now let's take a look at our cards. So we have a kind conversation, the High Priestess. So I feel like you are being guided by, or you have already received or will about to receive some kind of information, very profound information, through the compassion of somebody else. So somebody feels a lot of compassion for you, and they bring to you their insight, intuition, knowledge, reason, whatever, okay? And then we have the Baby card, okay? So we have the Baby card below the surface. I have a feeling that there's something new emerging. For some of you, this literally means baby, because the stork does mean baby in some respects. And then there is the baby below the surface. I feel as though somebody is giving you good advice about which direction to go in life. I think somebody's gonna, this is really signaling to me that there is a very profound sense of compassion, and somebody's really going out of their way. They're really thinking about you. They're really giving you their sincere thoughts, and their guidance is like sage wisdom, worth $1 million easily. But it's the compassion that's profound. Somebody stepped in and held your hand and led you in a direction, a new direction that is outside of the context of where you were with these guys before. Much better. And then they get jealous and they get nosy. I don't think they'll try to do anything, but you may want to be guarded how. I think this is basically saying that the people you're around, and you know whether they're problematic or not, be careful what you say and do, because your environment's about to change. And so you want to give them the least amount of ammo or things to discuss. Okay, so we have birth, the sun, what's coming in. Again, baby, number 2, baby. Those of you guys who are in your incubation, propagation stations, I hope that you're having fun. But this can mean, look, birth, baby, and stork. So, somebody's getting pregnant. Hey, girl, hey. And so a new beginning around you, an enriching of family, a growth of the family, increase in family. And then we have a party, the Tomorrowland. So what's emerging? You're entering into a phase in which there's much more celebration. There's much more celebration. There's much more enjoyment of the circumstances that you're in. There's just much more fun, and some people are coming in who you have known before who are really fun, and the people that you've been stuck with, you've been in a drier time maybe, and the people that you've been stuck with, they're not, how do you say this? It's not like you're one-upping them, but they sort of weren't invested in you either. It was just everybody was just waiting for Godot. Like everybody was sitting around and doing a whole lot of nothing. And so I think that you're taking a different route. And I think that there's new things that are really emerging for you. So let's see what's healing. Again, this is the Mary L. Tarot, one of my favorite decks of cards. So this is the first edition. The second one is borderless. It's really cool. Okay, so, and not shiny. So we have the World card. So something from the world has come towards you. Something like the outside world has come to knock on your door and basically showed in. Then we have the King of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Secondary transit in fire, Sagittarius, or Aries. A very critical mind. Okay, I know what this is. And then we have the 8 of Discs, Sun in Virgo, hardworking. Okay, so the first card to me signifies that you have been limited by your environment leading up until this time. So either you lived in a small town, or when I lived downtown, people would be like, how do I find a boyfriend? And they're like, I'm like, how many people live in your town? Like 2,000. Do you smoke cigarettes? Yes. So it's like, statistically, like, what's your chances? So in some way, the big is coming in to change your environment. Something is coming towards you to change that limited scope and give you more possibilities. And so that's part of the healing. And I feel like this is an actual person. There's this energy that somebody's coming in who I think you have an established relationship with. And, I think that this person is very much, loves you very much. They have a lot of very like maternal, maybe a sister, a cousin, a friend, a female friend, a male friend, but there's a huge energy from the outside world coming into your life and opening it up. That's the healing. The second point about the healing is the King of Swords. And so what this one means is that you have in some way been under the rules and regulations of someone that has been limiting to you. Their beliefs, their concepts, ideas, whatever, are actually limits to your well-being, and you've been under their spell, under their rules, under their demands. And when we're in an environment that's a certain way, we are conditioned to be the same way. So we start thinking the limiting thoughts. We start thinking the I can't do this, I can't do that, all these different kinds of barriers. And I think that you're coming out of underneath the wing of that, underneath the restriction of somebody's limitations that you've been living with. A strict father, perfect example, but just an example. It could be anyone. It could be an ex, it could be a man or a woman, but there's definitely the reasoned rules that you've been subject to. You are now breaking the habits that came from that. Okay, so it's how they've affected you and how now you are living with those rules, and this person might not be in the picture at all. And so now you are still living by these limitations, and then you keep on having these points of awareness through the autumn, like, no, I can do more. And I think this situation with someone coming in and expanding your reality is contributing to that. Okay, and then we have very hard work. So you've been working really hard, or you will be working really, really hard. And I feel like that's going to yield for you a lot of practical, financial, monetary security and success. Okay, so just head to the ground, grinding, working hard, just keeping focused on your goal and destination. So now we're going to take a look at a couple more cards. Let me know how you guys are liking this video. Am I going too slow? Am I going too fast? Just let me know. Okay, so 5 cards. Let's take a look at your cards. So we have the Awakening. Unless I have a real strong download, I'll just put down all the cards. Okay, that's Pluto. I love that card so much. And then we have the Universe. Okay. Big decision. The World and the Universe are the same cards. Okay. And then we have the Lovers, all higher arcana so far at the center. Big decision about something. Now there could be a Gemini in the picture. And then we have the King of Hearts. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but not necessarily for everybody, right? And then we have the 3 of Trees, work. Ooh, very, very important stuff. So this is the manifestation part. You're definitely going to work and create something of value and merit in your life. And I feel like I keep on checking the speed of the internet just to see if it's faltering. If it goes off, I'll come right back on. YouTube has fixed that whole thing. So it might just take 5 seconds and then I'll be back. Okay, so, and then we'll go back to, so just, if we disappear for whatever reason, then just those watching live, remind me in the chat, what was the thing that the last thing you heard me say, and then I know where to begin. That's the worst part of that. So I know some of you guys watch a lot of these, so thank you for your patronship, and yeah, just do that. So there was already a decision made in your life about expansion. You've made a decision about something that has already, expanded your field of possibilities, and it's kind of like boom, then it's coming in. And so already I feel like there's travel, there's also someone coming to you, something coming to your little town, to your little house, and making it more. Maybe some of you guys adopted a dog or a cat. A lot of people have been adopting pets through the pandemic because it's a great antidepressant. Having a dog is like the best antidepressant in the world, right? Or maybe like I've been picking up plants. This is a Japanese palm tree. I just got it yesterday. I'm so excited about it. That's why I wanted to bring it on for you guys. So you can bring in energies closer to you with this energy. It's already been happening in your life, and it may have happened on more than one level. So it could be a dog, reading a really great eye-opening book, or something else. At the core is your relationship with your family. And so again, I'm getting the vibe of rules and regulations. So now you're expanding. When you've been made aware of what you've been missing, and then you're just like, oh, I'm actually allowed to have that, then it opens up a whole field of possibilities, and you're self-aware about it because you realize that you were being denied something for a long time, or maybe you've even denied it for yourself, and now you are welcoming in all the possibilities as just very fast growth, very big expansion, and self-awareness. So it's almost like, when you go into a bookstore and you don't know any of the books there, so it's kind of like a pick and choose kind of try to find. But if you've done your research, I always go to bookstores with all of the books I want to buy or take a look at. I already know what books I'm looking for. And so if you have a list, or you're prepared, or you're self-aware of what you're dealing with, then you can discern with more ease about, what you're dealing with. So that's the situation that you have going on. I'm sure many of you guys are waiting for this guy, King of Hearts, King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, secondary transits in Sag, Leo, or Aries. That's not necessarily this person's transit. It's someone, kind conversation coming in. There's empathy. There's just a lot of good intention that is being directed towards you, number 2, at this time. Somebody's really invested in making a meaningful effect on your life and doing good things for you to elevate the situation and to bring love and depth and profound, like somebody signed up to be on team you. Congratulations. And then we have the 3 of Trees, dedication, and this is like another message that's really showing up here, where you are going to work very hard but towards an outcome that you desire. So it's a very motivated, focused sort of direction. It's like working really hard because you want to buy a house, or you want to buy a car, or you want to buy whatever, or you want to achieve something, make something, whatever it is. There is a lot. You will spend a lot of time minimizing the outside world and working. Focus on the goal, focus on the prize. I almost feel as though when it's like the Maslow theory of needs, the hierarchy. If you have certain conditions met, such as feelings of acceptance and consistent relationship, and you feel like you have a friend or a partner or friends, family members to turn to, then you can in some way focus on the goal, and that really helps you think. So I feel like that's sort of the condition, that you may not be around this person, all the time, but you know that this person, whoever they are, be it a romance or a friendship or family or whatever, they're really, really on your side. You feel supported and embraced. Okay, so now let's pick 2 cards from this deck. I haven't used it before, but I'm really liking it now. So it's not a new deck. It's been around for a while. So we have DNA Karma. You know right away what I got about all this is that this is somebody with whom you have a profound connection with this person beyond this lifetime. It's genetically linked. It's all connected and interconnected, as is your relationship with the person who had such strict rules. I didn't get the vibe that this was a bad person. I just get the vibe that this person leads with their head, and they can be very dogmatic, you know, for a lack of a better term. And so that can be something that can be very hard for other people to internalize and deal with. And so afterwards you might be stuck with a lot of rules that don't necessarily pertain to you, and so you're working through them. So I get the fact that this could be a positive relationship. It could be an ex-partner. It could be your father. So with your father, there's a time and a place oftentimes for father's advice. And so I feel like, yeah, definitely all of this. This is karma too, by the way. The Last Judgment, Pluto. So there's just, it's time. This is speaking to me like, if you've been sitting around and waiting for the world to come to you, if you've been sitting around and waiting for things to start moving and going in a positive direction, I feel like it is at this time that that time you've been waiting for is happening. Okay, so it's your DNA as well as activated. And then we have the dragonfly, the emergence. Isn't that nice? Okay, dragonfly, the emergence of something. I just feel like there's something coming towards you, and it's a part of your glow up as well. It's a part of you sort of being brought into a new environment, okay? And growth, expansion. The emergence. Dragonflies are so beautiful. And I feel like with this comes this persistence. Like it's not going anywhere. I think that in this situation, whatever is happening around you through the fall, whatever you're healing and whatever you're manifesting, it's just so present and consistent. Okay, last card for number 2. And we have the 8 of Cups. Okay, so say goodbye to your old life, number 2. Say goodbye to your old life and embrace the new. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love you guys so much. And everything that I say to you guys is, I really want to lead with truth. And whatever comes up in any situation, I feel like confronting the truth and being really honest with ourselves and each other is the first step to healing and progress and just emancipation of a lot of bad things. And so I hope you guys do that in your families, and I hope you guys find peace and continuity and rest through the next few months, and know that even through volatile circumstances, beautiful things emerge like the crocuses in the springtime, and we are too going to emerge out of this time in a better state than we've ever been before. Okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. For those of you guys who are live, stick around for 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and I'm going to come back and do number 3 and 4 live for everybody. And then if you're a member, you can just come back and watch it later if you are interested. Okay? Thanks, guys. Have a nice day.